Glory to Jesus Christ. Wait till the end and you will understand. Wait till the end and you will see the outcome of events. Don't fuss, don't worry yet a while. Imagine someone who is not of the trade watching a blacksmith start melting down gold and mixing it in ashes and straw. If he does not wait until the end, he will think that the poor piece of gold is going to be destroyed. Imagine someone else, born and bred on the sea, being suddenly landed on terra firma and not having the least notion about agriculture. He sees a farmer collecting grain and shutting it in a barn to protect it from damp. Then he sees the same farmer take the same grain and cast it into the winds, spreading it on the ground, maybe in the mud, without worrying anymore about the dampness. Surely he will think that the farmer has ruined the grain, and he will reprove him. Is such reproof justified? Yet it is not on grounds on fact, but because of the ignorance, the pride, and the rashness of the judgment made. Because of this individual, before committing himself, had waited for the summer, he would change his idea. He would see the corn waving in the fields. He would see the farmer sharpening his scythe to reap the very grain that he had scattered and left to rot. He would see how greatly that grain had multiplied. Now, if the farmer waits all the winter, so much the more ought you to await the final outcome of events, remembering who it is that plows the soil of our souls. And when I speak of the final outcome, I am not referring to the end of this present life, but to the future life. God's plan for us aims at our salvation and glory. John Chrysostom on Providence, paragraph number 9. This beautiful passage that I really like to quote in my preaching and during the lessons and teaching to the people, this beautiful passage underlines something that is a big problem in modern world and in modern understanding of the revelation of God. We have an idea, and it is a right idea, that revelation of God is complete, that there is nothing more that can be added or subtracted from the revelation. But then, especially since the era of Protestant churches, existence of Protestant churches since the time of Luther, who limited the hermeneutics of the Bible and the holy texts to the sola fides, only faith, as the main and only criteria of interpretation of the revelation, we took upon ourselves a critical disposition towards revelation of God, Holy Scriptures, and all that is to come. We took upon ourselves the possibility, everyone, not only the church, but everyone took upon himself the responsibility, together with ability, of judging, criticizing, and making decisions about the revelation and the will of God for us. And it has proven to be a mistake. Over the centuries, we have seen so many mistakes that a man made in judging the revelation of God. These words of St. John Chrysostom, Archbishop of Constantinople, that were written some more than 1600 years ago, have to resound in everybody's ears, stating, wait till the end and you will understand. There is so much that we don't understand, so much that we try to explain through our human eyes, through what we know, through what we understand. But we can't comprehend in our modern world. There are things that we will not be able to understand because they transcend anything that a human mind, with all its greatness, can comprehend. St. John is also saying the problem. He's identifying the problem with it. He says, is such reproof justified? Yes, it is. Not on grounds of fact, but because of the ignorance, the pride and rashness of the judgment made. Any judgment we have about this world, about its final destination, about the roots, the beginnings, the creator of this world. When we read many theories and many statements of people who think themselves to be able to explain all and everything, cosmologists that say that this world, that there is no need for a God, because this world can come from nothingness, from the Big Bang. But what was before the Big Bang? Something that had no implications into the future existence. All these things, all the men who try to modify, to bend the will of God, about the divine nature of our souls, about the life as it is being understood and proclaimed by the revelation in so many instances, that the life begins with conception and not with birth, or on the 40th day or on the 50th day. And the science of today only proves that. But still many will say that they have no legal right to be named a person until they are born. There's so many people in this world who will say that some people, some nations, because they are underdeveloped or because they are less important economically or politically in this world, that they can be persecuted, destroyed, abused, or their land can be abused and persecuted. Wait until the end. And know that any judgment that we pronounce about God, about His will, about beginning of this world, about nature of life, in so many instances, is just like St. John says, is rash. It's based on ignorance and pride. This is what we have to avoid in our judgment. Because so many things will be open to us at the end. Not specifically at our death, but when the new kingdom comes. That kingdom we await. That kingdom is the goal of our Christian life. Life towards salvation. Let us point our lives, our minds, our souls towards this end. Praying for God's revelation. Praying for God's illumination. And praying so that He can direct our lives towards that goal, because it is Him who created everything, who guides everything, who reveals everything, and who enlightens us to understand His revelation. Glory to Jesus Christ.
Hallelujah.